In 2019, the New York Times published H&M's Dirty Secret. Every year, the Swedish multi-fashion brand discards billions of dollars worth of new and perfectly usable clothes to landfills across the global south, or ships them to be incinerated. H&M is but one of many guilty clothing companies. Fast fashion brands, your Zara, Adidas, and H&M, are some of the worst polluters on the planet. They regularly overproduce clothes by 30 to 40%, according to some estimates. That's because in order to attract customers, these companies need to come up with ever-changing trends and styles. And also, they need to make their shelves appear full. But now, some Indians are finding ways to avoid participating in fast fashion through thrifting. The practice of buying and selling secondhand things in the organized retail sector, that's the definition of thrifting, became popular in the West in the 50s and 60s. In the 90s, it blew up even more when websites like eBay and Craigslist became popular. Even in India, people are establishing thrift stores that buy and sell used clothing and accessories, which they euphemistically call pre-loved items. Sellers and buyers say they're contributing to reducing waste and making the planet more sustainable. My name is Kudrat Vadva and you're listening to The Signal Daily. We don't do hot takes. Instead, we'll bring you deep dives into the how and why of consumer trends. In this episode, we'll learn about the thrift industry in India. Who's selling and who's buying? Is thrifting really as sustainable as people think it is?
I'm Ridhima. I also go by Ridza. I think that's my art persona. I'm a full-time artist.
Ridhima studied fashion at Parsons in New York, which is when she first got into thrifting. Her classmates would wear Versace and Giovanni off the runway, but she couldn't afford such expensive clothes. So Ridhima said that she would go to her local vintage and thrift stores and buy unique items for relatively cheap rates. And then, since you've come back from New York, have you been thrifting in India as well?
Oh my God, so much. I think that is my only mode of consumption, very honestly. I will go and buy basics from mainstream stores, but I really just love getting iconic, one-of-a-kind pieces. And I like being able to dress differently. That is a big aspect of my personality.
For Ridhima, finding unique pieces is her main motivation for why she shops secondhand. For others, especially younger Indians, wanting to be more sustainable is what drives them.
Even when you're making clothes, they also have their own factories where you're supposed to make it, and then that generates a lot of waste, first of all, and it also pollutes in ways. There's chemicals that go into dyeing clothes, fabric softeners, and stuff like that.
AK is 16 and she's in the 11th grade at St. Xavier's College in Mumbai.
Instead of buying new clothes all the time, you can buy something that somebody once owned themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. And do you see a lot of your friends thrifting as well?
Yeah, actually I do. We're more open to it for sure.
Thrifting has been a thing in the West for several decades now. And it's now a part of the formal retail sector even in India, thanks to people like Ridhima and AK. You might also remember the two Khan sisters who came on Shark Tank.
इंडिया को ले लो तो 78 लाख टन टेक्सटाइल वेस्ट हर साल फेंका जा रहा है। इतना ही नहीं, इन कपड़ों को डिकम्पोज होने में 200 साल लग सकते हैं। तो 200 साल हम रहे ना रहे, हमारे क्रॉप टॉप्स और अंडरवेयर इस प्लैनेट पे रह जाएंगे। इसका सोल्यूशन क्या है? कचरे से खजाना। शार्क्स, मैं हूँ अल्फिया और मैं हूँ सना और हम हैं बॉम्बे क्लोजेट लेंस, इंडिया का पहला थ्रिफ्ट प्लेटफॉर्म जहां आप प्री-ओन कपड़े थ्रिफ्ट कर सकते हैं।
The two sisters had a compelling pitch. They talked about how we Indians regularly reuse and recycle things. Have your older siblings ever passed their clothes on to you? Or maybe you gave your old bag to your domestic helper. And maybe she made a mop out of your torn shirt. All those are examples of you engaging in the circular economy. Companies like Bombay Closet Cleanse, according to the Khan sisters, are just trying to formalize that already existing practice. ThredUp, a global thrift retailer, published a report last year saying the worldwide thrift market grew by 18% in 2023. The report predicts that the second-hand apparel market will grow 3 times more than the new apparel market and will reach a market cap of $350 billion by 2028. The second-hand clothing market in India is growing too. Though, despite people like Ridhima and AK who are so passionate about it, the truth is that it's not growing at the same rate as it is in the West. The Financial Express published an article in March which reported that several online and offline thrift stores opened and then shut down in India. The stores that closed were Relove by New York-based Kirti Punia, Saritoria, a South Asian ethnic wear resale platform, and the US-based social commerce marketplace, Poshmark. There are a few reasons why that happened. For starters, selling second-hand clothing is not easy. It requires a large investment of labor. You need people to collect the clothing and clean properly. Some items might even require hand washing or dry cleaning. You also need to invest in marketing, and it takes serious marketing jobs to make used products look good. And then there's problems that are particular to selling cheap and mid-range second-hand clothing in India.
In a production-oriented country like India, and this will be valid in other places as well, like China, Vietnam, and other manufacturing countries, you will find that thrifting as an industry will have certain challenges which it's not facing in developed economies or retail-based economies like the US and Europe.
That was Dr. Prabodh Mishra, Associate Professor of Fashion Communication at Pearl Academy of Design. Dr. Mishra told the Signal Daily that the data shows that thrifting, defined as selling and buying second-hand clothing in the organized retail sector, won't grow as much in India as it will elsewhere. The reason for that is that we have a large unorganized retail sector where clothes are available for cheap. For example, in Delhi, there's your Sarojini and Janpath, where you can buy export rejects and counterfeits for throwaway prices. If I can get a new export reject Nike product or a counterfeit Zara dress for cheap, why would I spend money to get the same thing secondhand? So, cheap to mid-range thrifting, despite all the hype right now, probably won't grow as much in India as it will globally. As a poor country that manufactures textiles, we have more than enough counterfeits and export rejects and unbranded clothing that's new and cheap. The one area that secondhand items will probably do better than most is in the luxury segment.
I think luxury products may be thrifted slightly better in India. That is a possibility. Designer wear.
Yeah, design.
There we may be okay. Because a lot of designer wear does not reach Sarojini Nagar and Janpath. Mass production brands too.
Yeah.
So that is one. And the second part is that in the designer wear category, we are quite okay to take up a thrifted product from a consumer behavior standpoint.
From a consumer behavior standpoint, why is that?
One, because if I am taking up a pre-owned premium brand, it makes a less attractive value proposition just in terms of social projection. However, let's say if I am taking up a pre-owned designer wear, it still works out for me as a social image projector.
So, saying I'm wearing secondhand Nike is a lot worse than saying I'm wearing secondhand Louis Vuitton.
Yes, exactly.
The Financial Express report I mentioned earlier also found that stores selling luxury pre-loved items are doing much better than others. There's Confidential Couture, which grew 40% right after COVID and is now growing at a rate of 25%. And then there's My Almari, which is processing over 150 orders per month. They told the Financial Express that sometimes they're even selling products for a lot more than what their original owners bought them for. That's because luxury items actually gain value as their original company stops making them. And they technically become vintage. It's also not only in tier 1 cities that this luxury segment is growing, but also in tier 2 cities like Indore, Imphal, Chandigarh, and Coimbatore. There's a lot of hype around thrifting right now, especially on social media. But realistically speaking, it's only the luxury segment that will grow in India, and not the cheap or mid-range second-hand clothing segments. The other caveat is that thrifting, luxury or otherwise, may not be as green as we might think. You see, making clothes is cheaper than it ever was. As a result, we're making a lot more and buying a lot more clothes than ever before. And so, even if some of us buy and sell some clothes at thrift stores, that doesn't really change the societal reality of overproduction and overconsumption. It also doesn't change fast fashion's business model of constantly putting out new styles and new colors and new trends and whatnot.
The major need for sustainability in fashion arose from the idea of fast fashion inculcating a sense of feeling in consumers that they need to buy more. And the whole idea of hedonic shopping, that shopping is the thing that would give them pleasure. So probably when you are upset, you shop. When you are happy, you shop. When you have achieved something, you shop. So the celebration is also shopping. The doom is also shopping, right? So right from grief to happiness for any particular cause, you end up shopping fashion. And this sentiment was something which came up via fast fashion.
Once upon a time, we got clothes only when we needed them. Now, shopping is so much a part of our culture that there's even something called window shopping, meaning just the act of going to stores not to buy anything, but just to check stuff out. Doctors have even diagnosed people with an addiction to shopping. So there's people out there who are chemically addicted to the dopamine hit that shopping gives them. Personally, I think it's cool that organized thrifting is taking off in India, and that some people are driven to it because they want to be more sustainable. But when we take a good hard look at the fashion industry as a whole and our attitude towards shopping, it's obvious that we have a massive beast of a problem at hand. That's all for today. You just heard the Signal Daily. We don't do hot takes. Instead, we'll bring you deep dives into the how and why of consumer trends. The Core produces the Signal Daily. Follow us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.